So it's recording more, live stream on Facebook. Continue. So what would you like for a title?
Real estate problems and solutions.
Say that again.
Real estate problems and solutions.
What about traffic?
Well, that's part of the problem too, or traffic and real estate. We're not really going to solve traffic at this point, so I don't know how to say that.
Okay. All right, I'm going to put Longmont real estate problems and solutions 2025 or 20. Actually, I won't put a year.
Okay.
Share on my timeline. Public. Okay. And we're live. Hi, Steve. Good afternoon. How are you on this Monday?
On this nice, cloudy, rainy Monday.
Yeah.
It's
Guess what, folks? Welcome to our Facebook Live with Steve Altschuler, who is running for Longmont at large. And today we're going to talk about Longmont's real estate, bring in a little bit about the traffic that's going to happen here, and let's talk about some solutions. So let's take it away, Steve.
All right, Jenny. Just to complete one of your sentences, you said Longmont. I want to make sure to add, I'm running for Longmont City Council.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So, I need a little help. I want people to know that this is actually, this is live, and what we're doing is kind of spontaneous discussion that Steve and I are having. So that's why this discussion is kind of on spur of the moment.
Unscripted.
Unscripted. Thank you. And I'm going to turn you up so that I can hear you better. Thank you.
Okay. So one of the things that I was talking to you about, Jenny, is the traffic in Longmont. And I have to admit, in the last month, as I've gone around talking to people everywhere, that's the number one complaint that everyone has. I have not found one person that hasn't agreed that the traffic is so bad. Oh. And 3 years ago, City Council spent probably $100,000 on a survey, and the result was like 85% of the people felt traffic was the number one problem in Longmont. Yet all the city has done in the last 3 years is build hundreds and hundreds of more apartments, many of them low-income, government-subsidized housing. So we're just bringing in more and more people. There's one city council member that has on his website that he would like to give every homeless person a free home. And that doesn't do anything to help Longmont at all. There is a person that's running for mayor of Longmont that boldly says he wants to build 14,000 new homes for all the people that want to move to Longmont. That's going to be about 30,000 people and maybe as many as 50,000 cars. So these people are not looking at what the citizens of Longmont see as a problem. They're just trying to do whatever they want to do to make people feel good.
And who's feeling good about that?
Either the builders or some people on city council that have different plans for how they want Longmont to look like, or what they want Longmont to look like.
Yeah. So it's not a good, big, long-term vision that what was the name of the program, the survey that was done several years ago by they keep bringing up and saying that it's outdated, that we should go back to it and look at it again? What was the name of that?
The one you're talking about is called Envision Longmont.
Yes, yes.
That actually started about 9 years ago. And it's not the survey they ran 3 years ago, and I don't know the name of that one. But with Envision Longmont, if you look at some of the opening pages, it shows this really a couple of very nice, cute families, 30 or 40, a couple little kids sitting at a bench having a picnic outside, on the sidewalk kind of thing in front of some businesses. What you don't see in that Envision Longmont picture is there are no cars anywhere in the picture. There are no older people in the picture, and there's no snow and ice going on in the picture. So with Envision Longmont, they want to do basically a 15-minute city. And I don't think that's very practical, but I'm digressing a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
We're talking about the traffic and the housing. Longmont currently has over 350 empty units. The city has already approved almost 2,000 more units to be built. And the traffic is just going to get worse and worse. The other thing is on an economic scale. If you fill any city with thousands and thousands of low-income subsidized apartments, you're going to get people that not only can't afford to pay rent, but they're not going into the city to spend their money in our local businesses and allow our economic engine to run. If the cities aren't getting more business from residents, they're not hiring more citizens. And they're not giving raises because there's not enough income coming in. And then the city collects less in tax revenue from the businesses, and they end up raising taxes to all the other citizens. So they create this giant negative spiral. Any city needs a good proportion of middle to higher income residents that can afford to go to supermarket, to go to restaurants, go get their car washed, go to a local dentist, get their house recarpeted, whatever the case may be, to provide an income for employees in the city, and et cetera, et cetera.
It's kind of like a catch-22 when you really stop to think about it. You have to have that balance within a city. And I'm a small business advocate, and you are as well, because you ran a business, we both did, and we know what it takes to hire the employees, and you want the best for your employees. You want to give them the best you can afford and still remain for wages and still remain in business, which means that you need to have a profit in order to pay not only your for your space, cover your goods,
Rent,
and
utilities,
be able
products,
to sell it and pay taxes.
insurance, taxes,
All
everything.
of it. Yeah.
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 And right now, over 50% of Longmont residents leave Longmont every day to go to work. And then, of course, come back every evening. That's one of the reasons the traffic is so bad. We have a very low percentage of people that are actually living and working in Longmont.
I didn't know that. Where did you come up with the 50%?
I'd have to research that. It's actually higher than 50. I just kind of rounded off.
Okay.
I
Okay.
have to look that back up again. I heard that a couple of years ago.
Well, I know that Longmont was the bedroom community for a long time, but now Longmont's grown so much with the technology industries that we have here, Seagate and other big companies. So I'm kind of shocked at the number that it's 50%.
It was, I forget the name of the guy that ran for city council 2 years ago. He'd been on city council over 20 years ago, and he was running again 2 years ago. And he's the one that pointed out that when he was first on city council, more people came to Longmont to work.
Oh,
And now many more people are leaving Longmont to work.
oh, interesting. Yeah.
I can picture his face, but I don't remember his name. I'm sorry about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That's okay. But excuse me. The point is, I'm one of those people that tries to get across town, and constantly I'm being stopped, or you can see traffic being narrowed down because of the construction that's going on, and the potholes here from all the big construction trucks and concrete trucks and all that stuff. Just, it ruins your car.
And I'll tell you another problem that's going to make that substantially worse. Our current city council is pushing to do away with the 4-story height limit that's been in Longmont since we were incorporated in, I believe, 1871. And they want to start allowing 7, 10, and 14-story buildings, even on Main Street. You
Wow.
talk about a bedroom community, that makes us Denver. That is
Wow.
not why people have moved here in the first place. But think of all the tens of thousands of people they can cram into a small area if they start allowing 10 and 14-story buildings. Now, here's another problem that they have not even mentioned yet. I talked to a couple of fire department people last Saturday, and I asked them, can your equipment handle a high-rise building if there's a fire? And they said, absolutely not. The
Wow.
highest, the highest our equipment can handle right now is a 5-story building. We only have 23 people on duty at any given time. And if you have a high-rise fire, they need to send 40 people to that building.
Oh
So
my.
not only will they need to double the number of fire people, they'll need to purchase much, much more elaborate equipment to be able to handle fires in a 10 and 14-story building. And no one has brought that up yet. And everyone that I talk to, the moment I say something about 7, 10, and 14-story buildings, they're like, that's disgusting. Oh my God, how are they doing that? We can't let that happen. Nobody wants it other than some people on the city council. So they're not listening to the citizens. And that's actually the final straw that made me run for city council.
Okay, here's the question I keep wondering. Where do these recommendations, if you want to call it recommendations, where are they coming from? Because I've never heard city council bring up that we need to build these apartment complexes. So is is it coming from a higher source? And granted, I haven't been involved with city council the way you have. I know you've gone there for years and you've listened to them, which I think is a big part that I want people to understand. Steve has been going to the city council meeting for years, for Tuesday night, and they last for 4 hours or something like that. That in itself says how much your heart goes out to what is happening within the heartbeat of Longmont.
Well, thank you. And yes, I've been there for the last half a dozen years. I don't always stay till 11 o'clock at night, but I am there regularly. I try to
Well,
speak up.
shame on you. If you're elected, you will be.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will, obviously. I try to be either a voice of reason or a voice of an alternative opinion. They all, until recently, it was always 7-0 all the time. They all support each other. They agree with each other. They don't even think to question some of these things that are coming along. 2 years ago, Diane Crisp won, and she's been a business person for 38 years. She's a CPA. She's very reasonable. She's the only one that has any real budget experience, and she's been a breath of fresh air. She is currently running for mayor, and I endorse her 100% for mayor. She would
Nice.
be great. Um, but I don't know. I don't know if there's, I know Longmont City Council meets with Boulder County City Council a lot, and either the city of Boulder or Boulder County seems to have a lot of pull on what the city of Longmont ends up doing. And I don't agree with that because we're not the city of Boulder, we're the city of Longmont.
Well, I'm
And
pretty
there's
sure our governor came from Boulder. He
Governor
lived in
Polis.
Boulder, so
Okay.
maybe his heart is Boulder. And maybe he has a lot of influence there. I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah, I can't speak to that one way or another. I might learn new things when I get on council,
Yeah.
but I am I am 1000% for trying to pull back some of that unstarted construction, trying to find ways. Here's another thing with the hundreds of units that they've been building for low income subsidized housing. Realize once a person qualifies to get into that subsidized housing, this is what's wrong with the whole program. They can stay in subsidized housing for the next 50 years of their life.
How many?
For the end of their life, the next 50
Oh,
years.
oh.
So we are not helping people that are struggling.
Hmm.
We are helping people to stay poor. Because
Yeah.
I've heard many times people say, oh, I can't do any more work this week because if I earn more money, I lose my housing benefit.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we're enabling them to not work, to not help themselves pull themselves up by their bootstraps. We're enabling them to stay poor or close to poverty level because then they lose their subsidized housing. If we made the program that was only for 3 or 4 years, while they get themselves together, get some extra education, whatever, then A, we give them motivation to help themselves. And B, we wouldn't need thousands and thousands of more units because after 3 years, 3 or 4 years, they're out and another struggling person gets to move in and get some help.
Well, here's something that as a mom, I know. I don't know if you have any kids, but I saw with our own kids when we gave them a car, they didn't have any interest in taking care of it. As a matter of fact, it was, left dirty. Then, when they had some skin in the game, when they had to start paying for things themselves, all of a sudden their attitude about things completely changed. So that's what I've seen in life, that when you have to pay a little bit, minimum, at least a little bit to pay for your belongings, you have a lot more desire to take care of things.
And what you're describing, unfortunately, is called human nature.
Yes.
Everybody suffers from that. You know, if
Oh,
you
oh, you're saying I'm guilty too. Oh, you're right.
we all are. If something is just given to us, we don't worry about it as much as if we actually worked and sweated and earned the money for that product that we wanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether it's a home or a car or new clothes, whatever it is, if you've actually worked and earned the money, you care more about it.
Yeah. Well, we only have about 4 minutes left, and I would like to interject and say I'm involved with the Chamber of Commerce Public Policy Committee. I'm also dealing with, I'm involved with SOSAS and other community groups. So I hear different things that are going on. And I would like people to understand that they're always asking for more taxes. There are lots of taxes that are in the pipeline that are going to be coming down our way. So when you stop and think about what we're paying for taxes, which you just mentioned, how much were our property taxes increased? I said 40%. I'm not sure. You said something else.
Well, no, in the last couple of years, they've gone up 40%. You had
Yeah.
spoken about somebody that owned their house for a long time. If somebody's owned their house since 2000, if their property value has doubled or tripled, so has their taxes.
Yes. So where is that money going? If we're paying more, the city already gets more money. And there was some discussion about I don't know whether it's currently in going to be on this ballot, but there's talk about the mill levy being increased. So that has to do with our property taxes. And and a lot of people don't know where to go to find out what pays for what out of our property taxes because it's so convoluted. They take a little bit from here, a little bit from there, and it's hard for people to understand. They're just being swamped with, oh, let's help these people, let's help those people. Well, Americans have a terrific heart and they want to help everybody, but there reaches a point where people have to take care of themselves and their family. And I know this is a big issue for you.
One of the things I like to point out to people is that Longmont has no money. Boulder has no money. Denver has no money. The only money any city or any government has is the money they take from the citizens in the form of either sales tax, property tax, income tax, fees and surcharges. Another thing, again, Diane Chris, she's pointed out there are over 44 fees and surcharges that take away $1,500 a year out of our pocketbooks. The reason they don't call it a tax is if they try to call it a tax, it has to be voted on. So they make up another name, they just add that surcharge and take it out of your check or add it to your utility bills, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But the point is with the city, if you want free things for people in the city, it only comes from other working people being taxed.
Right.
The city can't magically come up with money. In 2019, from 2019 to 2024, our population grew by 2%, but our Longmont budget grew by 22%.
Oh,
And
wow.
the government, the more money they have, the more money they want to spend. Sorry about that. Hang on 1 second.
I love it. Oh, where did he go?
There we go.
Okay. Well, Steve, thank you so much. I guess I lost you. And and I'll put in the notes where people can reach you.
Yeah, I'm not on there now somehow.
I know. So I'll say goodbye for Steve and Ginny. Thank you for watching us. Look forward to seeing you next Monday.
Jenny, can you hear me right now?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay. Even though the people can't see me, I just want to add that you can find me at www.steveforlongmont.com. If you like the things that I say, I need all the help I can get to get into office. If you look up my website, there's a place that you could donate if you like. If you would put a sign in your yard, if you would talk to your neighbors and friends, I need a small army of people that agree with me to help get me into office.
Love it. Thank you, Steve. And everybody for joining us. If you have any comments or questions that you'd like me to ask Steve next Monday, please be sure to comment. Appreciate you listening to this. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Yeah, this shows.